My manager tells me we need to start managing our product life cycles. What does that mean and what can I do? Okay, product life cycles and product lifecycle management is a key technique in product management. The next two episodes, we're going to explore what it is and how you might use it. Okay, first of all, what is product lifecycle management and why should you care? Okay, in this example, when I say product, I mean it in its widest terms. It could be a solution, could be software, could be hardware. Don't think something physical. Think about the thing that you're going to manage the life cycle of. And like humans or animals, products have lives and we have to think about their whole life. Like animals, that life is a journey from birth, growth, maturity, decline, and finally death. In business, we call that cycle the product life cycle. And like most things, you got to manage it. A lack of management will cause that product to die early or badly. And both can be avoided if you do these things properly. There are other implications about product lifecycle management as well. Okay, the first implication is you have to accept that your product has a limited life, that there is going to be the cycles it goes through, and that all products pass through those phases, but not necessarily at the same speed. The final thing you have to accept that resource strategies in each stage of the cycle will be different, and you have to learn to leverage the product through those cycles if you're going to get the best return. Failure to do so will reduce the ROI of any investment you're about to make. And I've seen lots of good products fail after a great launch because nobody nurtured them through the life cycle. Now, maybe you can name a product that was killed off too soon because of bad support, or maybe you can't. But every time you look at one of those problems, it's probably a failure of lifecycle management. Okay, stage one, birth of a product. Okay, a birth of a product is not necessarily a full-scale launch into the market. Stage one is the time for the early adopters who need to understand your value proposition to get hold of your products and start playing with it. Now, depending on your product, these early adopters may be less price sensitive or more price sensitive. It really depends on what your product or service is. And in some markets, you actually have to give away the product to get the first users. Whatever your strategy, you need the customers out there using your products and giving you proof points. They're going to be essential for the next stages. And those proof points you'll find sometimes come at a very high cost, and the returns are going to be very low at this early stage. But as I said, they're pretty important. Okay, stage two, growth. This stage is often called the early majority phase, and you start to ramp your product. You need to reach beyond those obvious first customers and create some demand. Now, this will notify your competition you're out there, and you better make sure your differentiation is clear. And you do that by using those early customers and early proof points as the value you want in the market. As more customers use your product, costs should start to reduce and you're going to start making more profit. Learning and using the product lifecycle management is key, not only to getting to the value of your investments, but also maximizing the opportunities you have in the market.